Who exactly were the ancestors of the legendary Queen Cleopatra? This question has puzzled historians and enthusiasts for centuries. The answer is a tangled web of power, politics, and intrigue that spans across continents and time. When we first think of Cleopatra, the image that often comes to mind is that of an exotic Egyptian queen, full of mystique and allure. But is this the complete picture? Let's delve into the enigma of Cleopatra's ancestry to find out. A common misconception is that Cleopatra was purely Egyptian. This belief has been reinforced by popular culture and media, painting her as the quintessential queen of the Nile. However, history tells a different tale. Cleopatra was, in fact, not purely Egyptian. She was of Greek Macedonian descent, hailing from the Ptolemaic dynasty. Now, you might be wondering, how did a Greek Macedonian become the Queen of Egypt? Well, that's a story of conquest, politics, and power. The Ptolemaic dynasty, to which Cleopatra belonged, was founded by Ptolemy I Soter, a companion and historian of Alexander the Great. After Alexander's death, his vast empire was divided among his generals, with Ptolemy I Soter taking control of Egypt. This marked the beginning of a new era in Egyptian history, known as the Hellenistic period, where Greek and Egyptian cultures intertwined. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, a lineage that held the throne for nearly 300 years. Her fluency in Egyptian, among other languages, and her adoption of Egyptian religious and political practices, despite her Greek Macedonian heritage, further complicated the perception of her ancestry. So, let's set the record straight. Cleopatra was a Greek Macedonian queen, ruling over Egypt, adopting its language, religion, and customs, making her reign a fascinating blend of cultures and traditions. The first step to understanding Cleopatra is debunking the myth of her purely Egyptian ancestry. Stay tuned as we unravel more of this complex heritage in the next scenes. So, if Cleopatra wasn't purely Egyptian, where did her lineage originate? The answer lies in the heart of the Hellenistic world. Cleopatra was part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a line of Greek rulers that began with Ptolemy I Soter, a companion and trusted general of Alexander the Great. This dynasty was a branch of the Macedonian Greek aristocracy, a group known for their political savvy, military strength, and cultural influence. When Alexander the Great died in the early summer of 323 BC, his vast empire was left without a clear successor. The ensuing power vacuum led to the Wars of the Diadochi, a series of conflicts among his generals, each vying for control. Ptolemy I Soter, seizing an opportune moment, claimed Egypt as his own and established the Ptolemaic dynasty. This marked the beginning of a new era in the land of the Nile, with Greek influence seeping into the Egyptian way of life. The Ptolemaic rulers, including Cleopatra, were far from being oblivious to the culture they now presided over. They adopted Egyptian customs, learned the language, and even worshipped Egyptian deities. Cleopatra herself was known to be the first Ptolemaic ruler to speak the Egyptian language fluently. However, they maintained their Greek culture and identity, merging it with that of the Egyptians. Greek was the language of the court, and Hellenistic customs were prevalent. This blend of cultures created a fascinating tapestry that was uniquely Ptolemaic. It was a dynasty that ruled Egypt, but it was not entirely Egyptian. It was Greek, but not entirely Hellenistic either. Cleopatra, the last of the Ptolemies, was a product of this unique cultural fusion. She was a Greek monarch ruling an Egyptian kingdom, a bridge between two worlds that were vastly different, yet intriguingly similar. So Cleopatra's roots trace back to the heart of Macedonia, to the companions of Alexander the Great. She was a Greek queen, ruling an Egyptian realm, embodying a blend of cultures that was both complex and rich. Cleopatra's Greek Macedonian roots played a significant role in shaping her reign. What influences did the Ptolemaic dynasty have on Cleopatra's reign? Now that's a question that takes us back to a period of grandeur, power, and complex familial relationships. The Ptolemaic dynasty, founded by Ptolemy I Soter, a companion of Alexander the Great, ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries, from 305 BC to 30 BC. This was a time when Egypt experienced immense prosperity and cultural amalgamation thanks to the dynasty's Hellenistic approach. The Ptolemies were known for their strategic alliances, political prowess, and a knack for maintaining power through a complex mix of diplomacy, warfare, and intermarriage. Speaking of intermarriage, the Ptolemaic family dynamics were, to say the least, intricate. Sibling marriages were a common practice, a tradition borrowed from the pharaohs, aimed at retaining power within the family. However, this led to layered relationships and power struggles that often influenced the political landscape of the dynasty. For instance, Ptolemy II married his full sister Arsinoe II, while Ptolemy XIV, Cleopatra's father, married his own sister too. This set a precedent for Cleopatra, who herself married her younger brothers, adhering to the family tradition. Now, let's look at how these dynamics influenced Cleopatra's political strategies and alliances. Cleopatra, unlike her predecessors, realized the importance of Egyptian customs and traditions. She was the first Ptolemaic ruler to learn the Egyptian language, which significantly enhanced her acceptance among the Egyptian populace. Her reign was marked by political alliances, not just through marriages, but also through strategic partnerships with powerful Roman figures like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. These alliances were her way of safeguarding Egypt's interests, a tactic she may have picked up from observing the power plays within her own family. So, you see, the influence of the Ptolemaic dynasty on Cleopatra's reign was profound, from understanding the importance of alliances to navigating through complex family dynamics. Cleopatra's tactics and decisions can be traced back to the intricate dynamics of her Ptolemaic lineage. But what about Cleopatra's African ancestry? Let's delve into a theory that has sparked much debate among historians and scholars alike. This theory suggests that Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, may have had African ancestry on her mother's side. Cleopatra's father, Ptolemy XIV, was of Macedonian Greek descent, a fact that is well documented. However, the identity of her mother remains a mystery. Some historians believe that her mother could have been a member of the Egyptian nobility, which would have likely meant that she was of African descent. If this is the case, it would make Cleopatra a biracial woman, a fact that could have significant implications for how we understand her and her reign. This theory is not without controversy. Some historians argue that the Ptolemaic dynasty was known for its inbreeding, with brothers often marrying sisters to keep the bloodline pure. This could suggest that Cleopatra's mother was also of Macedonian Greek descent. However, no concrete evidence has been found to confirm this. The possibility of Cleopatra's African ancestry adds another layer of complexity to her heritage. It challenges the traditional narrative that Cleopatra was purely of Greek descent and opens up a discussion about the racial dynamics of ancient Egypt. This theory also brings into focus the diversity of the ancient world, reminding us that our modern concepts of race and identity may not apply to historical figures. So, was Cleopatra part African? The truth is, we may never know for sure. The lack of historical records and the passing of over 2,000 years means that much of Cleopatra's life remains a mystery. However, the possibility of her African ancestry continues to intrigue historians and adds a fascinating dimension to her already complex heritage. Cleopatra's potential African ancestry makes her lineage all the more intriguing. How does Cleopatra's complex ancestry impact her legacy? This is a question that history enthusiasts and scholars have pondered for centuries. Cleopatra's lineage, a blend of Greek Macedonian and potential African heritage, played a significant role in shaping her reign and the legacy she left behind. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, a dynasty that was Greek in origin. This Greek Macedonian heritage endowed her with a rich cultural background that influenced her leadership style. She was well-educated, multilingual, and a shrewd political strategist. But it was also her potential African ancestry that added another layer to her captivating persona. Though the debate continues about this aspect of her heritage, it's undeniable that it contributes to the complexity and intrigue of her character. These diverse roots provided Cleopatra with a unique position in history. She straddled two worlds, bridging the gap between the African continent and the Hellenistic world. This enabled her to navigate the intricate political landscapes of the time, forging alliances and asserting her power in a way that few could. Her reign, although marked by turmoil, was characterized by significant political and economic achievements, largely due to her deft manipulation of her dual heritage. And this brings us to the ongoing fascination with Cleopatra's lineage. This fascination is not merely an academic exercise, but a testament to her enduring status as an icon. She remains a figure of intrigue, her story enthralling audiences across generations. Her diverse ancestry contributes to the many faces of Cleopatra that we see today. The seductress, the ruler, the strategist, the scholar. Each portrayal, each interpretation is a reflection of the rich tapestry of her lineage. In conclusion, Cleopatra's diverse ancestry is a key aspect of her enduring fascination and legacy. It shaped her reign, influenced the world around her, and continues to captivate us today. It's a testament to the power of heritage and how it can shape not just an individual, but the course of history itself.